Okay, welcome back, you guys. This is B Thrash, one of one, and I'm back with a special guest today, and I'm gonna let her introduce herself.
I'm Lynn Hill.
Okay, so what exactly it is that you do?
I do yoga. Um, I'm more so focused on the education and fitness part of yoga.
Okay, for somebody who don't know, what is yoga?
Yoga is, the word means like unity. So it's bringing physical and the spiritual in one. A lot of people think the physical is like the biggest part of you, but it's more so spiritual. So just bringing those together for like your highest level of performance.
Okay, so like, how did you start? Like, how did you get into this?
Okay, so I've always done yoga, but I didn't know it was yoga. So
Explain that.
I would just, from a kid on up, I've always been really active. No matter what, if it's running, climbing trees, stretching, just doing gymnastics, pulling myself, everything was self-taught though. Even like from being on the gymnastics rings. And one time I posted a picture and I just put stretch on there. And people start tagging me in all these different yoga poses and like challenge me to do it. So I always post like my first attempt. And then I would get people saying like, where's your classes and can you teach me? But my issue with that was I felt like I didn't know yoga. I had never seen yoga. I didn't know what it meant. I knew some people thought it was like witchcraft. So I made sure I got the education first.
Okay, so basically, it's safe to say you've been doing this for like years, like.
Yeah.
Okay, now when you doing like the different pictures and different attempts or stuff, is any of that intimidating, or is it just come natural, or how does that work?
You know what? No, it's not intimidating. I mean, maybe because I'm doing it at home. You know, I don't have people watching me as soon as I try it.
Okay.
But I just kind of look at it and just see like if I can. If I can't, that's a goal now, to try to figure it out. Can I see someone else do it? Can I just look at the picture and kind of figure it out? So far, there's nothing I haven't been able to do. So,
Okay.
not intimidating.
Okay. And so now with this whole myth of you already gotta be in shape and have a certain type of body to do yoga, like what do you say about that?
Not at all. It's not a prereq, it's a result. So, yoga should be, like the idea of yoga is what you can do steady and easily. So if it's uncomfortable, if it hurts, you're not supposed to be doing it. Modify it to fit you. Yoga is like accepting where you are and then just trying to improve on that. So no prereqs. People of all shapes, sizes do it, all backgrounds.
So is like the part of the physical and mental part of it, can you break down that? Because
okay, so
to my understanding, it's mental too.
it is. It's more so of silencing all the chatter in the mind. That's the mental part. A lot of people, they think, okay, I gotta meditate. Let me focus on meditating.
Yeah.
Meditate. It's not really like it. It's just accept it, let it come, keep going. And so it just kind of silences it. Just like, okay, like if you shake up a snow globe, you know, all the snow is everywhere, right? And just give it time to settle. You're not really in there trying to knock it down on the top. You just let it settle. Same thing.
It's the same. Okay.
And so the spiritual part is that once you quiet everything down, listen to you, everything we need to learn, everything we need to know is already in there.
Facts.
And the physical part, I mean, that's the poses, the breathing. A lot of people don't know how to breathe. We breathe shallow by the age of 5. You're supposed to breathe diaphragmatically.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that.
So let's bring all that together. And it's just accepting what it is and just improving.
Okay. Now, how long would you say a session would last?
A lot of sessions are, I mean, they can be 20 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour. It just depends on really what your goals are, what you're trying to do. Because it's different types, it's different focuses. It just depends on what you're trying to do. So if you're just trying to do like a daily yoga thing just to kind of zen for the day, maybe 5 minutes.
Okay. Now, is this something like you listen to music, don't listen to music? It's complete silence? Like how do...
It's both. So,
all right, break that down.
So late night when I'm just stretching, when I'm just trying to just quiet the day, I play like Alina Perez songs or just anything really, a lot of her music, just to not really focus on what I'm thinking, just to kind of just listen to the music. but it doesn't call for that. Sometimes I would just want to hear my breath. Make sure when you focus on your breath, it's just kind of easier to do it. So it's whatever. Some people do yoga to trap music.
Really?
Yeah, and Trap House 3, I could definitely do yoga to that. So it's just whatever fits, whatever works for you, whatever mood you in.
Okay. Now, would you advise like starting this with somebody, starting it on your own, looking at videos? Like, how would you go about it if you was interested?
I would 100% advise starting with somebody who's knowledgeable, somebody who's patient. One-on-one, I would 100% suggest starting off.
Okay.
Because a lot of people go to classes and then the instructor doesn't really have time to explain to each person their limitations and limitations. Right. So if you go to a class, you're just trying to follow, you looking up at them, you looking down, you looking at everybody else, you're really worried about what you're doing. If you're doing it right, you're not really going to be able to be into what you're doing. And that's the whole point of yoga, is being in everything that you're doing. So I would advise getting with someone one-on-one first. And then once you figure out what you like, you can go to a class here and there and just see how they teach it, see if you like their instruction better.
Okay. So you would say yoga is basically living in the moment. It
Absolutely,
forces
every moment.
you to live in the moment.
Yeah, and I think one of the goals is to live in every moment.
Facts.
We operate off like 88% subconscious.
Mm-hmm.
So yoga is bringing that consciousness to everything that you do.
Because you said the breathing, the like the mind, quieting the mind. Mm-hmm. So like it's like everything in one. Yeah. Pretty much.
Think about, like you driving. You ever drove somewhere and you're like, I don't even know how I got here. Yeah, imagine if you was actually thinking about it. So with that, with everything, sports, writing, music, if you actually think about what you're doing, probably would get a lot more accomplished than you ever would. Like answers that come to you in meditation are better than you could do in 10 hours of thinking.
Okay.
So it's just listening to the inner you.
Okay. The what is it?
Holistic,
my fault, approach to life, period. Like you touched a little bit on that. So can you elaborate?
Okay, so to kind of explain, so how I would like to do things is holistic personal training. Because a lot of people, they don't reach their fitness goals because their mind isn't right. Right. So it's when I sit down with people, like there's a couple boxers I work with now. The first time we meet, I'm just trying to do a physical assessment, goal assessment, and teach them how to, I ask them about their past and their work and how their life is, to see what all things they're really doing at once and they're focusing on, they're worrying about, and then set goals on how to eliminate some of that. So it's let's learn how to meditate around what you're trying to do, so you can repeat it in your mind and see yourself doing that. You already get the feeling of doing it and just getting kind of that rotation of being conscious, but also creating small habits that change big things. Okay.
So basically when somebody comes to your class, they're actually bringing a lot of what they're doing in that day-to-day life versus just, it's kind of hard to get somebody that just got off of work or just, taking care of a kid to just focus in.
Yeah, because right before you walk in, you're like, all right, I'm going to text you after I get out of this yoga class. And then you're like, oh, we're getting close. I need to text them back. You're worried about everything else. So if you could, my big thing, I want people to walk away with a tool that they can have on their own. Not just feel good while you're in front of me. I want you to learn how to do it and give it to your kids and give it to coworkers. Anybody you come in contact with, man, this person taught me how to do this. Mm-hmm. It's just made a big difference. I don't feel like I'm always in a rush. Even though I'm rushing, I got a lot of things to do. I still feel like I'm just
flowing.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, and that's a lot of people. Me, myself, get caught up in the whole, I got to be here, I got to be there. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So that will be a tool to kind of bring me in the moment.
Right.
Okay. So why do you do yoga?
So I do yoga because it makes me calm down. I feel like I kind of operate off having a to-do list. Every night I make a to-do list, and that's my push to get through the day. But you know how when you start off the day in a rush, you always feel like you're in a rush?
Yeah.
Even if you've done everything, you still okay, what next? I got to do this. So it just kind of makes me calm down. It makes me breathe. It makes me just feel still. And that stillness is the goal. Even through chaos, even in havoc and unfortunate events, remaining still and that stillness in the mind, to me, that's the goal. Imagine that's like jiu-jitsu. You know, you have all this stuff coming to you, they just be real calm, like nope.
Yeah,
So that's how I be want to
blocking
look at
out.
life. So you kind of got to focus to do some of those stuff I do.
Facts.
So it just makes me calm down and be in the moment and just realize things ain't really as big as they are. You probably have a rough 5 moments, and then
And you think
you think it's a whole day or week. Nah, you had a 5 little seconds of inconvenience.
Okay.
So
Now, how does that work with doing that with having a kid also?
So a lot of things will help with kids. You know, they mirror what you do. So if they see me
Facts.
wake up in the morning, I'm not reaching for my phone, I'm not checking social media, I'm right to the end of the bed. You know, I'm praying or meditating, running, stretching, 5 Tibetans, which is like a daily yoga routine. They gonna do that. My daughter and my son be right up under me, like, okay, we stretching now, or my daughter go roll out her yoga mat. And so a lot of people think that kids have behavior issues. But are you teaching them how to listen to themselves, how to calm down? A lot of people medicate, they punish them physically, they spanking them.
Facts.
Have you ever told them just breathe? Have you ever got that reaction? Like
Facts.
when you training like animals, you don't try to get a dog to calm down by being hyped. You ain't like sit down. No, you like sit. You know, you calm. Same thing with kids. So if you teach them that calmness and that stillness, when they go out in the world, they'll still have that to remain.
So no matter how hard the situation is, they'll still be in tune with themselves.
Yeah, I think that's an amazing tool to give someone young. Imagine
Facts.
mastering that when you're young. You get
Facts.
older and people talking to you just like, it's not really that serious. This is what I'm going to do. It's easier for them to organize the situation or evaluate it and just be like, it's not really that deep. Nothing really calls for your energy to be shifted like that.
Facts.
So I think it's an amazing benefit. A lot of schools are replacing detention with meditation.
Really?
Yes, a lot of schools
I didn't know
doing that. And they're getting great benefits in their scores and their class scores and tests and behaviors.
Because when you punish a kid and be like, okay, you gotta go to detention because they was too hype or something like that, that really wasn't the root of the problem. Like,
Right.
It's just kind of you did this, now go here. Nah, it's like the only way you can get changed behavior is get to the root of whatever it is going on.
And I don't know if it was like a teacher or a preacher or somebody when I was young. They said anytime you about to take a test at school, pray first. And prayer is a form of meditation. So every time I took a test at school, if I remembered, I'm praying first. I'm calming everything down first. I'm praying over my test. I'm visualizing my grades. The times I didn't do that, I'm twirling my hair, I'm fidgety, I'm playing with the pencil, I'm shaking my leg. And so it's just essential to learn that stillness while you're young and learn how to channel that energy on what you focused on.
Facts. Okay. So you say meditation. What is that? Like for somebody who don't even know what meditation is, we're gonna break it down.
So when I said like quiet in the chatter of the mind, right?
Okay.
There's guided meditation on like Audible or YouTube or whatever. Meditation is basically just centering your focus on you, listening to you, your breath, getting answers from within, and visualizing how you want your life to go, how you want your day to go, how you want your mood to be. Like the first meditation I listened to, and I thought I was gonna feel stupid. So I'm like, I ain't never did this.
Yeah,
I found
you
a
heard that.
meditation on Audible, and it started telling you to just focus on your breathing. Don't do nothing else, just focus on your breathing.
And that's crazy.
And
like,
so I'm just sitting there, and it's like focus on so think about how you want your day to go. Visualize yourself floating on a cloud, and that sounds crazy, but when you actually just listen to it, you ain't worried about somebody else. It's not that hard. And so once you start focusing on how you want things to go, have you ever had a dream and then it happened later?
Yes.
It's kind of like that. It's like you visualize how you want to be, and then when it happens later, you're like, oh, I gotta do that again. I gotta. That's dope. Yeah. No, it's not dope. That's life. It's always been there. Yoga goes way before Christ and all the religions and all that. So they had to know it had to come from somewhere.
Okay. So you pretty much say like it comes from within, but as you grow older, living and stuff, you get distracted basically.
Absolutely.
From the world.
Yeah. So it's like unbecoming everything that you had to learn, unlearning all of that.
Yes. That's kind of hard to do. It's kind of hard to
You know how they say like the body, it can heal itself.
Facts.
Soul can too. Spirit can too. You already have everything you need. So if you quiet everything else, have you ever told somebody like shut up so I can focus? Or turn the radio down so I can back up? Same thing. Quiet all that stuff down and you'll hear it.
Okay. So, like, okay, you said October 6th on the Mission Fitness, you're going to be hosting a yoga session?
Yeah, I'm lining that up for October 6th. As long as everything go right. We haven't started promoting it yet, but I guess this is the first.
Oh, okay. Well,
But no,
we can
that's yeah. So basically, he just got like a new location. He's offering his services at, and he asked if I would be willing to do a yoga, if I wanted to do a yoga session. So we met on that today, and October 6th, the first Saturday.
So let everybody know, like, you in the building. Shout out to Brandon Beasley too, man. That's my guy.
Beasley.
So will this be like okay, you know how they work out? Will you have your own like area, like with everybody doing yoga, or will this be before or after? Like, how would that work?
So he just got a new location, like out west.
Okay.
And so it's gonna be there.
Okay.
We'll just clear the floor and just make it happen. We got enough space for maybe like 15 people.
Okay.
And just knock a couple sessions out on Saturday.
Now, for somebody who get intimidated by crowds, what advice can you give them?
I would say not to worry about everyone else. I mean, it's a lot of people think that people who do yoga are like comfortable. We worrying about it too. Like, we steady, my calm. Nobody's looking for you to see what you're doing. So just listen to you, trust your body, breathe on your, worry about how you're breathing, and just forget about it. Let the rest of the room vanish. Like, it don't really cause for anybody else. You don't need approval for anybody else. The only person you owe an explanation to is yourself. You get home, you're gonna be like, dang, I was so worried about what's the name. I don't even remember what she said. Just worry about yourself. Like, just
Facts.
Nobody's paying attention to what you're doing.
Okay. Now tell everybody where they can find you at, like social medias, the classes. Where, like you said, you're gonna start with Beasley. So tell everybody that doesn't know anything about it how to reach out.
Instagram, all things Lynn. Twitter, all things Lynn. Facebook, Lynn Hill. I'll be offering sessions at City Yoga. If people do want to do one-on-one, or even get some of their friends together, we can set that up as long as I know ahead of time. And then first session, group yogas with Brandon Beasley on October 6th. Anything after that, I could set up one-on-ones. Just message me. We can just set that up.
Go from there.
Whether at the gym, their place. If some people are comfortable at home, I don't mind coming to them. So.
Okay. So, is there anything we missed that you feel like somebody needs to know? Because basically, this platform put all the information out there, like any type of question somebody has asked you.
You know what? To double back on what you asked, as far as people who don't know anything about yoga, the thing that I say is like an unknown. It's like compression versus tension, right?
Okay.
So, tension is like you stretch something.
Right.
Compression is like bone on bone. So just because the yoga instructor looks a certain way, don't mean you're going to look a certain way. It don't even matter to look at them, because your bone structure might not be like theirs.
Oh, very
so
true.
Coming to a yoga class, even one-on-one, don't worry about how it looks. Don't worry about, whatever. Just worry about how you feel.
So you could be doing something one way, and I could be doing something totally different way, but we could possibly be doing the same thing.
Well, we could do a demonstration, right?
Okay.
Like, hold your hand straight out. These two bones are parallel, right?
Mm-hmm.
This one moves, this one doesn't. Okay. So if you hold right here and then rotate, can you rotate any more than that? So if you rotate beyond anything, once you meet compression, that means this bone is hitting like the muscle right here.
Okay.
So once you hit here, to go further, you have to move your shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
Some people
can just move.
Some people can like rotate to like here without moving their shoulder.
I can't do that.
So if they doing a pose and I'm doing a pose, it's not gonna look the same.
Right.
So I'm gonna have to think about, okay, now that I've met compression, how can I make it look like theirs? I'm gonna have to involve my shoulder so that I'm not causing any injuries.
Facts.
So that's what I mean. It's just about comfort. Whatever's comfortable for you. So if I say do this and this is where you hit,
that's cool.
That's it.
Okay.
Don't worry about how I look.
And I'm telling y'all, I can't go above and beyond right now.
Right. And so tension is okay. You know what a stretch feel like. That's tension is stretching.
Yeah.
Compression is bone on bone. So don't do nothing that's gonna cause injuries. If you hurting, it's not that deep.
Okay. So
you don't
basically,
have to tell yourself to do yoga.
Listen, yoga is not a one size fit all.
Absolutely not.
It's for your own personal self. Do what you're comfortable with, you know what I mean, and stay focused on yourself. get the information from her. That way you cool. Like you kind of know the guide on what to do, but you're not stretching yourself trying to make yourself look exactly like her.
Yeah. That's why I like the one-on-one sessions, because you can do like a physical assessment. I can see where your bones, are meeting compression. I can see whatever. So it's beneficial to do one-on-one sessions, and I throw specials all the time. So
make sure y'all hit her up, man. So yeah, and as far as like the focusing on yourself, even with Beasley, like going to the hill, he be like, hey, some people can do 30 up and down. Some people can do 5, but you know what I mean? Make sure you working for your own personal self.
absolutely. Too many times we worried about